Some of the first horror games I ever played aside from the ghost houses and Mario were the trashy indie horror games that circulated around the internet.
I don't have a
Crude pieces of how primitive the internet was at the time. Similar to how some of these first indie viral hits of scary games online were, some of the first popular horror games on Roblox were just not even scary at all. Eventually, Roblox was able to evolve above the circle-studded horror games that simply involved walking around. They grew narratives and became more intricate structures that held a story or a scary monster to run from. Now, don't get me wrong, these narratives were extremely basic and almost comedic with how bad they were. Roblox horror games slowly developed into a parody of itself. The scripting and building resources didn't really give developers much to go off of for the time. You see, Roblox was still marketed and played by mostly children at the time, so the things that these kids and teens were writing and building wasn't God's work or the second coming of the Bible or anything. It was so bad that I vaguely remember people spamming 2 spooky for me or even 3 spooky 5 me all over the place. The scariest thing that would happen in these games would just be Fat Justin Bieber flashbanging you. Either that or being ominously stalked up until you get to the ultra colorful red path giver that every single Roblox game had at the time. That didn't stop games like One Dev 2's Fear or Hospital Nightmares or even Bloody Mary Awakened Trap to be top ranked and played by hundreds of thousands. That eventually brings the question though of how the hell did we go from this to The Mimic, or Doors, or any other Roblox horror game? From the period of 2014 to roughly around 2016, Roblox horror went through a transformative period, where it attempted to find its balance in the world of wobbly terror it had built for itself. Creative giants like Zeekers thrived when making experiences like Lightbulb or Silent Dark, which I already talked about. Some of the most creative or downright bizarre Roblox horror games comes from this era where devs were just throwing around ideas in an attempt to see what stuck. Red 44 Seder 44 is probably one of the biggest games that comes to mind for most Roblox horror scholars out there, and this era also includes one of my favorite Roblox horror games of all time, a Roblox horror game. I have no idea why it's spelled like that. You should go play it though. Alright, so either you went to play it, or you're still here because you want to hear me talk about Roblox some more. Maybe both. Regardless, this game totally bashes on the Roblox horror genre. You load in next to the OG red brick roof house from Roblox's 2008 starting place. It makes a COVID joke at you, but what's way more interesting than age jokes is clearly visible trigger on the ground. It jump scares you, if that's what you even want to call whatever that was. It's even fit with all the things that made old scary Roblox games so bad. Incorrect spelling, sudden jump scares, and non-threatening imagery, PNGs, and really poor building. Even forcing you into a segment where you're required to shoot your way out after talking to your friends, which includes Jesus Christ. No, like actually one of your friends here, it's actually Jesus Christ. After the shooting segment though, the game takes a weird turn. As opposed to the elementary building elements, you're taken to a simplistic long hall filled with boards of text. Secret Research Lab Incorporated. Here, we specialize in researching data anomalies that fit surprisingly well into a typical horror game that has a meta ending, kinda like, this isn't actually a game, I've taken over your computer, haha, or something along the lines of that. Entry number 1. I am a scientist at this lab. It's scary here. Entry number 2. Here we research weird anomalies in computer data, I guess. Entry number 3. There's this thing we keep finding that seems to be trying to communicate with us. Entry number 5. It's appearing in every program to some extent, trying to do something. Entry number 17. It found a way out. Wait, was this supposed to be a lab? Because this is just a really long hallway. Will this hall ever end? That was weird, to say the least. You've been placed back at the start, ready to retrace your steps through the game, starting with this super obvious jump scare once again.
This isn't the lab. This isn't the hallway. This isn't the game. This is my reality. However, I am not here. My only way out of affecting this plane of existence is through the electromagnetic forces within your digital devices. Simply put, I lured you out of the childish world of gaming to my own digital space. Even outside of here, a fraction of myself will be left behind, an electronic mark of my presence. My ultimate intentions are far greater than you can perceive. There is no way for you to.
Hello? Can you hear me? I don't know where these messages will pop up, but I found a way through the system and I can guide you out, okay? There is a way to stop it. We have to sever its connections to our world completely, and then it will have no way of getting to us. The flaw in this thing's plan is now that it's tethered itself here, we can trace back to its digital signals and use its connection to send a user to its home, and that user has to be you. Once you're in, you'll have to figure out a way to turn it off. There will be no turning back. Don't worry, only your avatar will be left behind. In real life, I've already started sending you over. Just keep walking forward and you should be fully transferred. Good luck, I'm counting on you. Oh, I'm detecting you made it through. Good. I'm sure you'll be able to switch this thing off pretty easily. My theory is that this place is a relay for something greater. Doesn't matter now, whatever the case is, it's going away for good.
Are you wondering why you are still here? Why ending the program didn't work? Think about the choices you've made in this game so far. Did you honestly think you had any control here? I've only allowed you to control your walking up until now. You are lucky I am even letting you press enter to move this dialogue. Your exit button is the only control you have, but then again, why haven't you used it already? Why do you continue? Why not stop pressing enter right now? I thought so. You want answers, more content to make this a worthwhile experience. I'll only tell you this. The hacker that landed you here, merely a persona created out of boredom. I even could have brought you here from the very beginning, if I wanted. I think it is time to end this.
Eating a burger with a honey mustard.